200, 50, 80, 100, 200, about 1500. Alright boys, welcome back to another vlog. I guess you guys are all here to find out how much I spent on my G8 or how much it costs to cam your LS car. I guess it kind of varies. This is probably the #1 question I get like every day almost, is what cam do you have and how much did it cost? I'm not going to dive too far down into like all the parts, like numbers and everything. I have a video, I'll post that at the end or copy the link in the bio, and we'll get a total of how much we spent on this cam G8, or I guess you can count this as any cam LS60. They all pretty much run the same amount. It just all depends what cam you want, I guess, at the end of the day. So I have a blower cam. It's custom grind from Texas Speed. I got it from a shop, HPA, and up there in Wilmington, Delaware. So here's pretty much everything I got. All right. So I mean, we got everything from gaskets, time and chain. Well, let's just start from the top. So basically, here's the cam, the push rods, and the dual valve springs. It cost, they charged me $670 for that kit. Now here's the thing, at the time I didn't know much about cams. I really didn't know how to like cam this car, to be honest with you. And it's just something I kept watching on YouTube, talking to people, and you know, we decided to do it ourselves. But I had no clue what cam I wanted to go with. I know I wanted to go boost eventually, so I wanted to set the car up now for that. And it also was my daily at the time, so there was a lot I had to consider in. So I called this shop. Again, I'm new to the car scene, so I called them, and they hooked me up with this cam. I went ahead and went with it. They convinced me. I mean, nothing, I definitely don't regret it. I'm not saying they ripped me off or anything, but you can get them kind of cheaper. It just all depends what you want to go to. There's so many brands out there: Texas Speed, BTR, what's it, Lutani? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I mean, there's Comp, there's what's the dude down? There's RCR. You know, there's tons of brands and cams out there. You just gotta talk to. Oh my god, I can't even talk. You just gotta search up, call them, talk to people. I mean, most shops and everything are pretty nice, and they'll walk you through it. I mean, even Texas Speed, BTR, you can call their customer service. I had to call them many a times for certain reasons we'll get into in a second. So yeah, so then we're at that. You know, then all my gaskets, I got every gasket. The Melling High pressure oil pump, that was $150. Time and chain $50. So like these little things like right here, I mean, they may have charged me a little bit more. I never really went online and priced them because again, I just wanted to get it. I didn't know what I actually needed, part number by part number. So that's why I called them, and now I can, you know, give you guys this information. So LS7 lifters, which was almost impossible to find at the time. Time and chain dampener. Again, I bought this in February of 2020. LS3 valley cover, so that's pretty much your DOD delete right there. Gaskets, the DOD delete was $125. Head gaskets were $60. Again, so you can see like what you need, like 2 of them, so it doubles the price. So I spent $120 on some head gaskets. Jeez. This is actually like my first time when I was fully looking at this. Head bolts for $25. I actually recommend going with the ARP or AP. ARP? ARP. I always call them APR all the time. And then the Trunnion kit, which there's several different kits you can get, but we just went BTR. So I think all this came up to almost like, was it $1,450, $1,500 or something like that. I mean, not a bad price if you think about it. I mean, especially compared to other like Mopars and Fords. I mean, I can't really speak on their behalf, but their parts, man, they be expensive as I don't know what. Like, it costs a lot of money to build those cars. I mean, it's a pretty cheap build, especially it's a really nice budget build. So just this cam, it's a 226/244 Texas Speed blower cam. They said it's custom grind, so you can only get it through them from what I've heard. But overall, it's been pretty dang great. It's a 2.5 stage. It almost feels like a even bigger cam at sometimes. I mean, it chops pretty hard. Y'all have seen it. All right, so my torque converter, I got the ZL1 or LSA, whatever you want to call it. That cost me, well, no, so I got it off G8 only. Shout out to them, you know, they got some killer deals on there sometimes. We got a discount, it took like $30 off. Shipping came down to like $444 core and get money back. But we never returned this thing's rusted. You know, if you still need some parts, God, this cam's getting rusted. This is crazy. Look at my lifters. Say 1,500 on that cam package. Let's just say 2,000. So we spent about, let's say 1,900, because that way it's better in my head. So we'll say 1,900 on this whole cam and torque converter. So that was just those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Monies all went to Advance Auto. So basically, since we did the cam ourselves, you gotta take in consideration you gotta buy all your oils, coolant, gaskets, or I gotta get an oil pan gasket that was like $50 because I didn't have to replace that. I didn't even really have to lower it down. You just gotta like lower it a little bit to get to the oil pump. Well, we decided to take it all the way out and put a new gasket on it because the motor was already out, and to do that you have to take the motor out just to replace the oil pan gasket the way GM designed it. So we figured might as well take care of that while it's out. That was $50. Overall, I spent, does that say? That's all came to like almost $200 with the gaskets, the oils, coolant. Yeah, I didn't really expect that. So it's a lot of little things that add up that you probably don't really realize. I mean, most shops have like gallons of that stuff, so it doesn't really take a toll on them that much. So now the tune, this is probably like another question I get. So again, I went with HPA up in Wilmington. So they charged me $600 for the tune. I mean, I say $500 is about right, but basically I didn't complain because this is what happened. So if you read this, coolant leak during dyno, rear coolant block off was loose. So basically on the back of my head, there's a there's like this little coolant line, if you know what I'm talking about. I didn't have it tightened down all the way, and basically like the third or fourth hit, we had like this huge coolant spray, like it just shot out, and then next thing you know, all of this coolant was just laying on the ground. So scary. I thought we blew a head gasket. It took us about an hour to figure it out. They got the little camera back there, and it ended up being that little line. Tightened it up. Super lucky and grateful that's all that was. So my heart dropped. I really wanted to throw up. I actually quit vlogging because I had this vlogging. I was like, I'm done. Like, let's just pack it up and bring it home. But we ended up fixing it, and so that's why I was like, you know, I'm not even gonna complain if he charged me an extra $100. I mean, overall, great time there. I really had nothing bad to say. You know, they gave me some good numbers. We checked that dyno video out. We did pretty good that day, I think, just for a blower cam. But and then my transmission was low on fluid, and so the Trunnion goes in the pedal stool right here. You know, it kind of rotates back and forth. But my dumb self, I had it like this, okay? And the bolt was in here. So it obviously had like nowhere to go, and that's all it basically was doing was this. So it snapped off in the head, so the rest of this bolt was down in the head. So I had to take it all the way back apart, and because the drill wouldn't reach in there, I had to take the heads off, and I had to buy all these parts piece by piece. As you can see, there's a $12 one, there's a $20 one, a $48 one. This is all the rocker arm, the pedal, I think it's called a pedal stool or whatever you call this thing, a bolt, a Trunnion. I had to get the washer, like I got all this stuff still in here, all of that. So you guys, we still got a lot more to do on this car. We got tons of more goals, a lot of more power, a lot of more things to add on. If you haven't seen that video of kind of what I want to do next, check that one out. We got a lot of videos on here y'all should check out. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on IG at WOMBAT8, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.